Now, Equatorial Guinea has confirmed that it's hosting former Gambian President Yahya Jammeh. Guinean Information Minister Eugenio Nse Obiang said this in a statement sent out to journalists. He gave no further details. Jammeh left the Gambia on Saturday night after long-drawn negotiations with West African leaders who had threatened to remove him by force if he did not exit peacefully. Many Gambians, however, feel that Jammeh should have remained at home to face trial for alleged human rights abuses. Meanwhile, the new Gambian president, Adama Barrow, is expected to receive a security report this week that could greenlight his return to the country. According to Marcel Alain de Souza, head of the West African bloc ECOWAS, regional troops are working to secure Banjul and the surrounding area before President Barrow can return from Senegal. The troops are also investigating claims that armed mercenaries and weapons had seeped into the West African nation. The new Gambian president fled to Senegal following concerns over his safety. He has since requested ECOWAS troops to stay much longer in Gambia so as to secure the environment. Now let's get more updates and insights into the situation in the Gambia. CGTN's Soni Methu is standing by live from Kanilai in the Gambia, and Sophia Adengo is live for us from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Soni, I'll begin with you. ECOWAS says that its troops are investigating claims of mercenaries and weapons having seeped into the country. What do we know about those claims and the political threat they may pose to the new president?
Well, we do know that they're not mentioning any specifics. They're saying that this is heavy armory that was taken out from the State House. We do know that this includes or may include anti-aircraft guns. We were told initially that this could have been in Kanilai. Kanilai is the birthplace of Yahya Jammeh. But now reliable sources letting me know that they could have been moved to Casamas in Senegal. This is just a few meters from Kanilai in the Gambia. This borders the Senegalese border in Casamas. We are being told that these weapons could have been moved there by a reliable source. This is where the Jola community stays along the border with Senegal and Gambia, and this is the same community that Yahya Jammeh is from.
Now, Sophia, coming to you in Abuja, we do now have confirmation that former President Yahya Jammeh is in Equatorial Guinea. Has ECOWAS provided any more details on the terms of his exile?
Well, when the president of ECOWAS, Marcel de Souza, made a statement on this very issue, he said this. He said that Yahya Jammeh would not face any legislative measures and that dignity, security, safety, and the rights of his family would be upholded, and that there would be no seizure of his assets. And eventually, Yahya Jammeh would have an open door policy in terms of returning back to the Gambia if indeed he was to do this peacefully. So at the moment, ECOWAS is not elaborating, of course, on Yahya Jammeh's exile itself, but the president of ECOWAS putting forward the idea that Yahya Jammeh was ushered into the Equatorial Guinea in a peaceful manner. Maria.
Now, Soni, coming back to you, there has been controversy over Adama Barrow's choice of Fatoumata Tambajang as his vice president, with critics pointing out that this would violate the Gambian constitutional age limits. What is the latest in this regard?
Well, Mahia, we do know that Tambajang is 68 years old. The Constitution dictates that the vice president or the president should be between the age of 30 and 65. Tambajang is 68, but she qualifies by all means. She was the architecture of this coalition, talked to party members to actually unite. But what we're hearing from Halifa Saleh, who is the coalition spokesperson, he says that there is need for reform on the Constitution. This is the constitution that allowed for democratic elections. This is the constitution that allowed for Yahya Jammeh to actually leave the country. However, with the coalition already, they say that they would only serve for 3 years, after which they will call for fresh elections. The constitution says that the election should be every 5 years. So already there is they're going against the constitution by having the coalition decide that after 3 years they should call for for fresh elections. So the Halifa Sallah says that there should be, or there is need for this constitution to be reformed. There's also no act currently in the constitution dictating what the powers of the incumbent should be, or what the powers of the president should be in a democratic country. So this, he says, there is need to change, and they're hoping that when the president comes, it's something that they're considering. The president is also considering calling off this appointment of Tambajang.
Now, Sophia, President Barrow has requested that ECOWAS remain in the Gambia for up to 6 months. Has this request been responded to as yet? And do they have the capacity to sustain that operation for that long?
Well, what we know here is the ECOWAS defense chiefs are deliberating here in the capital, Abuja, in really understanding the terms and the duration with which the troops will be in the greater Gambia area as well as Banjul because of security concerns, and also really in helping the new president, come into Gambia and exert his leadership. And that duration, of course, overseen by the ECOWAS. ECOWAS has come forward and said that Gambia really needs not to be left alone in handling the transition of power, and will come round the country of almost 2 million people in really restoring order and the leadership of Adama Barrow. So at the moment, we do not have a specific duration, but ECOWAS defense chiefs are deliberating on that currently. Mari.
All right, thank you to you both, Soni and Sophia. That was Soni Methu joining us live from Kanilai in Gambia, as well as Sophia Adengo, who was speaking to us from Abuja.